Alright folks, here we are in between Channel Islands and Ventura Yacht Clubs at the SCYA Midwinters 2013 J24 class. Got the first start coming up. We're coming up on about 2 minutes remaining to the first start. Got 10 boats on the line here. It's a beautiful day. Breeze is about 6 knots, maybe 5 knots. Looks like it's going to fill in and be a really nice day. Been out kind of helping people get tuned up a little bit. The course in this race is a single lap windward leeward. Starting line is about the right length for this fleet. Looking upwind, it's relatively light. What I've noticed is in the last few minutes there's been a bit of a shift to the right, and that might be making the committee boat end of the line a little bit favored. That's 1 minute remaining. Got Pat Toole here kind of leading back from the line on a broad reach there, heading back towards the group. At this point, it looks to me like most of the fleet will be concentrated at the windward end, or the committee boat end. Generally here, as most people know, the right tends to be favored. And if the committee boat end is favored slightly, that's going to make everybody want to be bunched up there at the committee boat. We got one boat there that's already been closed out at the committee boat end. Got about 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And there's the start. Pat Toole just got just a gorgeous start. Look at the gap to leeward he has there. No boats to leeward of him. He can put the bow down and accelerate. And as you can see, he's kind of squirting ahead on the boats behind him, who most of them have a boat to leeward that they have to live off of. So we're going to follow along here a little bit and just see how they do. Now the question that's going through Pat's mind right now, or his crew's mind, is can they tack and cross 2160, the boat that is to windward of them there with the red sail numbers? From my vantage point, I would say the answer is no, and it's certainly a very risky move to even try to attempt unless you're 100% sure you can make it. 1898 here also doesn't have a boat to leeward of them, and is able to put the bow down and go, freely accelerate, and they are extending on the boats to windward of them. Now we have most of the 8 of the 10 boats have tacked over to port, and I would expect to see Pat tacking quite shortly. 1898 has an interesting tactical decision to make. They could tack now with the risk of having Pat tack on top of them later, forcing them to go further out to the left to get clear air, or they can simply wait for Pat to tack and be the furthest leftmost boat. Okay, we're back a few minutes later. Pat has tacked. We still have a large group on the right side here. He's clearly ahead of the trailing boats in that group by quite a large amount. So his instincts or his bet was right so far. Alright, now we're coming up to the top mark, and Pat Toole and his team are leading the race, probably by about 4 or 5 boat lengths. That little shot to the left did help them. Let's take a look at their mark rounding as they come up to the mark here. About 3 boat lengths away. We've got the pole set, and they're going to start pre-feeding that spinnaker out halfway along the Genoa. see the spinnaker's already almost at the pole. They're hoisting as they get to the mark, and the sail is flying. Notice they do not drop the Genoa until that sail is all the way up and flying. That is one cardinal sin that you do not want to make. Do not drop the Genoa until that sail is flying. Okay, we've got 1898 coming in here on starboard, 1892 on port. Risky move. Port tack ley line is risky. He's going to have to go behind a couple boats here. 1898's a little late on the pre-feed on the spinnaker. They're going to hoist that, and as you can see, the tack is not out at the pole. It should be out at the pole right now. It's not. Here it comes, and I'd give that maybe a B. A little more pre-feed would be helpful. Same thing with 2160. Not bad though. There's Deeks, got his pole up. Flying, nice job. 2257, they dropped the Genoa before the sail was flying, and they're already a boat length away from the mark. The sail is not flying. Not exactly sure why they're jibing. I do not see the reason to jibe here, but we'll find out the reasoning a little bit later. So we're coming to the end of the first race here. Pat and his team have a pretty significant lead. Just kind of watching them sail downwind here, you can see that most of the crew is packed forward. Got the spinnaker trimmer standing up on the little bridge deck there. Tacticians standing in the companionway, and then the foredeck crew is forward of the mast, and the mast man is right behind the mast. Got the pole kind of squared back a little bit, but with the clews level. The boat's nice and level to keep the helm neutral. Skipper is sitting to leeward, which I think is a great place downwind, because he can look back and see the wind and the waves really easily as they come to him. And just looking pretty good there. Got the second fight for second and third. It's pretty tight here, with Deek clad on the right and 2160 there on the left. Basically, you've got the committee boat here, two boats coming downwind, and 2160, basically their job right now is to take every little puff they can and work down in front of Deek. It looks like they're doing a pretty good job of that, but this isn't when you want the pole back as far as you can get it. You want the main out as far as you can get it, maybe the vang off a little bit, which will help the boat to turn down, and just try to get down. I think they're going to get it. Maybe not.
Now Stevie got a little problem.
All right, we're back here for race 2 at the SCYA Midwinters. Conditions are similar to the first start. Light breeze. For a while there, it looked to me like the wind had dropped a little bit, but it's filled back in a tiny bit, probably about 5 knots. Got about a minute and 30 seconds remaining to the start. One thing I have noticed is it appears to me that the wind has shifted right a little bit. That's making the committee boat, looks to me, fairly favored. I've got about 10 boats on the line here. And coming up 1 minute, 10 seconds there. Try to zoom in a little bit here. I'd actually say the breeze has now dropped and it's lighter than it was in the first race. So the trick here is to keep the boat moving. Do not let the boat completely stop. Certainly it makes it harder to maneuver when it stops. The other trick is not to get too far away from the line, not to get caught behind a lot of boats as you're approaching the line. 30 seconds there. $20 seconds. Got one boat, 1898, is very close to the line with a boat to leeward. Very dangerous situation. Hopefully he can get over his bow. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Okay. There's the start. 1898 was, it's all clear start. A little action there at the top end. Ed, you can move us forward a little bit. Thank you.
We okay?
Yeah, just keep. Let's try to move out in front of them a little bit.
Okay.
About time right here with the green numbers is in a good position. They have nobody to lure them. Put the bow down and keep the boat moving. The trick in these conditions is to keep the boat moving. You do not want to pinch in these conditions. It's all about keeping the Genoa ease 3-4 inches off the spreader. Keep the crew weight forward and keep the boat moving. Buried at the start there, and now the second boat from the right, as you see them, just right. Deek is the third boat from the left here, and just a real light spot. We trust to see what happens. Pat just tacked over there on the right. I think he's actually a pretty decent pressure. Actually, I take that back. That was not Deek we were looking at. Deek is actually doing quite well, punched out well to windward above these two boats that are close to us. Okay. See the boat right here that's tacking, just tacked underneath another boat. In general, I like that position. Get out on one side or the other too early in the race, especially in conditions where it's light and like shifty, risky. Keeping your options open, staying in the middle is really better. All right, we're back again for race 3 here. The wind has continued to remain light. It's probably the lightest it's been at the start today. This is a simple up and back course. The wind shifted pretty hard right, so you're not laying the windward mark, but you're almost laying it. So that would put a premium on starting at the committee boat end and being able to go straight. One of the basic rules of sailing is you always want to sail the longest tack first. The longest tack in this race is certainly going to be on starboard tack. So while we want to start at the committee boat end, which is highly favored, we also don't want to tack after the start. So it's a little bit of a trade-off. Maybe starting a little bit down from the boat might be the best call. Just so my prediction is that there will be a lot of boats right at that committee boat end. It'll be crowded and a little bit tricky to be in that group. So we'll see. That is 1 minute remaining to the start. Now we got this boat, it looks to me like 2221. He's jibing. Again, very light air. Really important to keep the boat moving. We're probably inside 30 seconds now. Maybe less than that. Again, see, look at all the boats right up at that committee boat end. (2221), if he could just get forward, would have just a fine start. He's just a little bit behind the line. Ooh, I got some people are going to be over early up there. Huh, interesting. Okay, maybe I was wrong. Looks to me like Deke Clack got a really nice start. Pat Toole's up there, maybe a little bit directly astern of Deke. Thomas Tunberg got a nice start. 2201 right here to leeward. Radio Flyer got a nice start. They're a little bit bow back, but they are not going to have to tack. And if they can they have the ability to put their bow down and reach and keep the boat going. I can already see them moving forward. So you don't have to win the favored end. That boat that tacked there, that you see just tacked, that's not what you want to be doing on a long, one-legged beat. We don't know what's going to happen on this leg. If we get a header, 2201 is going to be right there in the lead group. If we get lifted, they're going to be lifted up to the mark. So basically, a boat like 2201, either way the wind shift goes, they are going to gain. Susie and Werner there just to leeward of Deke going well. To me it looks like they're going to be sailing into progressively more wind, so that's a good thing. Again, these boats that have had to tack, there is unfortunately not much good is going to come of that.